So you're a new player to Call of Dragons, or maybe you're not a new player and you are either free to play or an extremely low spender. A lot of guides out there are giving us information on some of the best hero pairings, but they could cost money. But today, I have Mr. Sneaky here from the Mr. Sneaky YouTube channel, filling us in on some of the best hero pairings for people that want to spend absolutely no money inside of Call of Dragons. Mr. Sneaky, thanks for coming through the channel today. I appreciate it, and I look forward to your guidance into these heroes. And it looks like you've been playing for a while by the hero levels you have.
Yeah, man, we're almost coming into the mid to end season of our Super Server 1. We have all the heroes at 4-star, so we've been able to play with all of them through. So we've got a good idea from Super Server 1 and playing through 3 seasons so far of what to play as a super free-to-play player, as well as going up the levels of spending.
And that's why you're here today, and I appreciate you coming through. So here, why don't you just take us into the first hero pairing for someone that is spending $0 on the game. What's your favorite hero pairing?
Yeah, so my favorite top tier pairing is always going to be Waldia as the primary with Alwyn. Alwyn has been actually a really good secondary to pair with Waldia. For the simple reason is we do get some amazing stats for the combo pairing. So we get both, do give you the magic attack bonus of 10% and the 10% unit HP. And if you look over at the magic guy himself, Waldia, he also has this buff. So it's a really good combination to have. Also, with Waldia, you do gain some great talent synergy, such as the insult to injury, which gives you extra damage on your Alwyn skills, which is a really good combo. So that's my very first top tip combo to go into when you are playing as a super free-to-play player.
All right, so I have a question about that. When would you be using this pairing? Would that be if you're going out and doing some hunting? Would this be for PvP, PvE? When are you actually using that pairing?
So the beauty of the pairing is, and especially with Waldia, you do start with him in the early game. So it allows you to actually use him to kill patrols and then get, your levels up, and then put Alwyn behind him and level up Alwyn that way. And the beauty of Waldia, and why I always suggest it as the free-to-play player choice hero, is he's so phenomenal in PvP. He allows you to do great amounts of damage with AoE skills, and he also buffs himself up with the 15% hero skill damage bonus. So it's a really good core set of skills that you always want on one hero, especially as a free-to-play player when you're wanting to go in PvP.
This is exactly the information that we all need, so thank you. Now, we'll take us onto your next hero pairing that you like for free to play.
So yeah, if we're gonna evolve up, so we've gone from the Waldia and Alwyn. The best actual choice when you're moving up the ladder is to now go with a Valen secondary. So Valen and Waldia for a free-to-play player is one of the best investment choices you can ever probably go for now in the game, due to the way Waldia's expertise, the first skill, does allow you to increase the freeze chance on Valen. So obviously when we do get Valen at the start, he's going to be 5-1-1-1. Really great stats to have, again, because you get that hero skill damage stacking. We get that hero skill crit rate bonus, which is really important in the open field. And as a free-to-play player, when you invest into someone, obviously he needs to make an impact. And obviously when we expertise our Valen, he gains this extra damage buff of 400 damage factor when a target is frozen. So this is a really good combo, again, because you start with Waldia. Waldia's going to make him frozen with the freeze effect, and you're going to get a damage buff from Valen eventually when you do expertise him as a free-to-play player.
Now, this is great. I really appreciate that you're taking us through it. Now, a little sidetrack question here. After the end of the seasons, everyone says that these heroes reset themselves, but all of their skills that you upgrade, they actually maintain their spots, right? Can you explain really quickly in maybe 30 seconds how that works at the end of a season, since you've been through 2 of them already?
Yeah, so basically every season, the way it works is it's always down to the star level. So when you have a hero, it goes all the way through a season, he hits level 60, it goes, and then you have your reset. And when you reset, what happens is just the XP bar here goes back down to 1. Any sort of investments you've placed into your hero stays, but you've just got to imagine your hero's back at level 1. So this first skill is the only one that you can use. And when you do level them up, so when we hit that level 10 slot, then you're going to get access to that second, and then obviously at level 30, you will get your next slot, and it just progresses through basically just the same as you would do on your very first start. But you don't have to worry about obviously reinvesting any points into these skills, they just stay the same.
Right. That's actually really good. And it makes you have to kind of think, what are you going to invest in, or who are you going to invest in? Because you really can't invest in all of them every season. I feel like there just wouldn't be enough time or points to invest into it, depending on how active you are. All right, but let's get into, do you have a third pairing for free to play that you like?
Yeah, so the third pairing, obviously, we've gone through two mage matches, and obviously, mages are really great for PvP. But there's another pairing I want to really go over, which is Nico and Guan Win. This really is the best of the best, like archer pairing for free to play players to roll for. It allows you to be excellent in raids, and obviously, everyone loves raiding against behemoths, and you want to hit the top DPS. And archers in raids deal the most damage currently out of the two class types. So that's one of the benefits of picking an archer march over a mage march. So I definitely recommend running something like Nico and Guan Win for that archer slot if you're looking for a free-to-play player. Obviously, Nico can need to be only 5-1, 1-on-1, and he's happy, ready to go.
All right, that's awesome. I like that you kind of mixed it up and we got two completely different heroes in your third pairing. So the question is, do you have a fourth pairing that you want to share, or should we move on to our next topic?
Let's move on to the next topic. It's fine.
All right. So my next topic is, not everyone's free to play. You have obviously your whales, your krakens, you're free to play, and in between there you have like light or mid spenders. So let's talk about light spenders, someone that's maybe spending 5, 10, 20 bucks a month. That opens up some opportunities for some other heroes. So what's maybe your one light spending hero combination that you think is the best one for someone that's willing to spend a few bucks in the game every month?
Yeah, so obviously we got to exclude someone like Hosk. So
Mm-hmm.
the best actual spending, if you're going to spend for any of these heroes, because obviously you can go through daily bundles, but it's always actually going to be Lilia right now. Lilia, even at 511, you can pick her up for, I think it's only $5 through the Fight VIP center to get her at that skill set. Is such a phenomenal hero in PvP. It allows you again to just deal so much AoE damage with her abilities, and stacking that with someone like Valen that you would have been working on is just a match made in heaven. Like, you can just use what you've been working as a free to play player, use what your money that you've spent on Lilia, and basically just like work as a match in heaven.
And I'm noticing you really like Valen. He was in the majority
Oh,
of your pairings here today, which is nice. And he's an easier one to level up as well, even though he's a legendary.
yeah, he's just as easy again if you wanted to level him up. I've honestly used him more as a secondary throughout a lot of the fighting. But leveling him up has been really easy. Again, there's a lot of different ways to gain XP in the game. And once you learn those tips and tricks, honestly, you can really quickly boost a lot of these hero levels up.
And you know, you just gave me the idea for our next video. But one more thing that we didn't talk about yet, and I actually didn't even give you a heads up, artifacts. I noticed you're using the magic, or is that the poison bomb? What are your favorite free-to-play artifacts that you would pair with these free-to-play commanders or heroes?
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so it's a really good question actually, because obviously compared to Rise of Kingdoms, the artifact actually plays a really big part in the match too, right? Because it's almost like this ultimate ability, that you have on your march. So for me, I always have used Magic Bomb. This is such an insane free-to-play player option. It gives you a nice bit of AoE that you can place onto a target, dealing 1800 damage here. And the cool thing with this is when you're in the open field, you normally throw this on someone's cavalry units, and you watch the cavalry just like run into the enemy, and then you get 3 or 4 free hits for no reason because he's just missed, position. So this is a really good free-to-play player choice. Even if you're an archer player, archers have some really good choices down at the bottom as well, which I don't use at the moment because I do have the better options later on, which I will go over. But you have a Heart Piercer, a really good option for archers. Again, gives you a 65% defense break, nice bit of skill damage to put on. You do also get this starter artifacts. These are actually really good for raiding, surprisingly. You'll notice when you check the skill damage out, this is 2800, really easy to max out on your first ever season.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at something like the Phoenix Eye, the Phoenix Eye only deals 2,000. So you can see, even at a level 2 legendary, that epic is actually going to be outperforming it DPS wise in the raid scenario, right? But when we come into PvP, mage wise, I would always recommend this Phoenix Eye. Phoenix Eye has been an amazing artifact for us in PvP. Does some great AoE damage, as you can see in the little preview box here. And then finally, the last mage one as well, which I don't have yet, but we've seen it played, and it is going to be a big meta shift, is the Infernal Flame. It allows you again to do a bit of AoE damage, really great. But the really powerful effect is on someone like Lilia, it allows your auto attacks to inflict the Scorch effect. So now you have technically 2 marchers, even Valen, being able to afflict Scorch to enable that Lilia to hit more than 1 unit with the Scorch probability on that 4th skill. So it's a really cool artifacts combination that you can put with those magic heroes.
I love this, man. I appreciate you taking the time to go over the artifacts too, because like we said, it's something that is pretty important. And my friend, I think we put together a nice solid guide for people that are those free-to-play players. Now they have some guidance, and I want to thank you for coming to the channel, and I want to entice anyone that's watching the video to check out Mr. Sneaky's YouTube channel as well. I'll be linking it in the description of this video, where he puts out regular Call of Dragons videos as well. And as you can see, he's been playing since season 1 and has quite a bit of experience. So thanks for coming through today and being part of the video. We have to do this again with some other topics. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, it's been very fun. Thank you for having me. It's been a blast, dude.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you found this interesting, if you've learned anything from the video, or if you want to see more Call of Dragons videos, because I'm putting them out every single day.